Hello and welcome to our interview. Today we're looking at one of the type clubs, one of the more successful type clubs, the American Bonanza Society. And this interview is to update you from the leadership of the American Bonanza Society to let you know what they've been doing the last few months and where their future holds. With me today are Phil Jossi, the president of American Bonanza Society, Whit Hickman, the executive director of the American Bonanza Society, Tom Turner, who is the executive director of the American Bonanza Society's Air Safety Foundation, and Lauren Bayless, who is the director of member services for the American Bonanza Society, which we'll just refer to now as ABS. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today on this interview. Let me turn first to you, Phil, and give us an update, if you will, on the American Bonanza Society, what you'd like to share with us today. Phil Jossi.
Sure, Ron. It's been an interesting 3 months, of course, and I'll let the other folks talk most about that. But as far as the ABS is concerned, you would know that our mission is to protect lives and preserve our fleet. And so we live to serve our members. And what we try to do as our value add is education, training, and technical resources. So what I'm most proud about is how our team came together through this shutdown and was able to continue to deliver all of those items to our membership in a shutdown mode. The thing that I think probably helped us the most is, and we're at the same time we weren't able to do that, is the outreach. So everything was shut down. No Sun and Fun, none of those venues were there. And so obviously we weren't there. And so they weren't, it wasn't like they were there and we weren't. And so we were able to continue to deliver the services that we would have there online. We still have our education, we have our technical resources, we have our training, all there on the website for the folks. So I'm really proud that as we went through this period of time, I don't believe our members were impacted negatively. They could still get technical questions answered. Lauren will talk about, I'm sure, about what she did with Bob Ripley to get that out there. Wonderful stuff. Number two, what helps ABS is our solid financial foundation. We have a fiscally responsible board. We have a solid financial foundation, and our management has their eye on the ball. Tom and Whit and Lauren, I mean, we are here to preserve not only our members and our fleet, but our resources also. And that's what guides us as we go from day to day. Finally, our membership rewards us with donations, which we rely on, of course. And we've created our Legacy 270 Society for estate planning and estate gifts to perpetuate what we do until there's the last aircraft is flying.
Good, and hopefully that will be many, many years from now, Phil.
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Well, thank you for your comments and compliments on the staff of what they did during the pandemic. And I'm so delighted that you were able to continue the services to the members almost without interruption. The only sad part is we didn't get together as ABS members at Sun and Fun, and we won't be able to at Oshkosh either this year. But next year holds great promise, I think.
That's right.
Whit Hickman, good morning. The executive director of the American Bonanza Society. Tell us a little bit about the society from your perspective, Whit.
Well, Phil mentioned quite a bit of it, but I'll try to pick up where he left off. And you know, the COVID-19 certainly was a trying time for everybody. You know, I think it started around March 25th for us. We were ordered to stay at home, and we did work from home for about 6 weeks. I think the great part about ABS and our organization as a staff team is we were equipped, number one, to work from home. And number two, as you know, we're located in Wichita, Kansas, and our members are all over the world. So as a practice, we outreach to our members through the website, through the magazine, through phone calls, email, and that kind of thing. And so none of that was disrupted through the 6 weeks that we were at home. And as a matter of fact, I think we learned a lot about each other and what we could do with technology during that time with some additional webinars that we were able to do with our technical advisors. Lauren Bayless and Bob Ripley put on a splendid 1-hour webinar along with some of Tom's webinars, and we just extended our capabilities that way. The other thing is, you know, our technical services, which is one of our number one services that we provide, was not interrupted. They weren't able to call in to us, but they were able to do that through the website. And that's really what we intended our website to do, was to, you know, answer technical questions through our member forum. And we were able to do that, and it worked beautifully. So from a standpoint of service delivery, our magazine was not compromised. We were able to get that out on time, and all of our deliverables were not interrupted at all. And I would like to say, you know, from a staffing standpoint, we were able to communicate through Zoom daily, and I think that helped us tremendously stay cohesive and you know, talk about what our tasks were on a daily basis. And not only that, but just talk about life in general. You know, it was a trying time for everybody. And, you know, our staff were able to just, if we didn't talk about work, we talked about life in general. And I think we all appreciated that.
Sure.
So, yeah, and our membership, you know, just to touch on our membership, we were pretty steady in March, and then April and May we had an increase, and we are on target for an increase in June, and that would bring our total membership to about 9,900 members, which we haven't seen those kind of numbers in several years now. So thanks to all of our new members, thanks to our existing members who have supported us and continue to support us. And, you know, as a staff team, we want to continue to, you know, deliver valuable services that they want and need.
Very good. So nearly 10,000 members now in the American Bonanza Society. That's quite a number. And of those, how many of them are life members?
We have 1,093 life members to date, which makes up about 11% of our total membership.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's quite a commitment from Beechcraft owners and enthusiasts. And so it speaks well of the society and what you and the other leaders in the ABS have done, delivering services almost without any interruption, even during an unexpected and horrific pandemic. Well, I'm glad you guys are back in the office again. You said you've been back about 6 or 7 weeks, and things are returning to somewhat normal. Very good. Very good. Okay, well, thanks, Whit. Lauren Bayless, the Director of Member Services for the ABS, the face on some webinars of late I've seen with Bob Ripley, and also Director of the many activities for the Beechcraft Pilot Proficiency Program. Welcome to the interview, Lauren. What can you give us for an update?
Well, you know, with people staying at home during this time, it's been kind of unique of an experience, because we have some instructors that want to continue to try to fly amidst this, and some that are really not willing to go out and go fly with people. And so we had made the decision to leave it up to the individual instructors if they want to go and continue flight instruction during this time. And surprisingly, there were several instructors that continued to do flight instruction through the whole stay-at-home order. And even now, lately, I would say we've seen a great influx in people getting back out and continuing to do flight instruction. And for the online course, through about March through May, I did a quick calculation this morning. We have about a 20% increase in our online learning center just in these few months where people have been stuck at home. And we've really encouraged them to get online during this time and go through the online courses. Even if you can't fly right now, this is a great time to be getting back in and learning, picking up where you've left off, or maybe starting off and doing the initial or recurrent course for the first time. And so it's been great to see the numbers online increase. Unfortunately, as you know, we haven't been able to host our live events and do our BPPP live events as well, but the numbers online are looking really good. People are engaging online with the different modules, and hopefully that will in turn produce more people flying with our Beechcraft Pilot Proficiency Program instructors, which will make them more proficient in their airplane.
Very good. Well, thanks for that report, Lauren. That's great to know that ABS members have taken advantage of the time off from not being able to be socially active and used it for online training. And I am finding as well now a number of clients are reaching out to me and telling me they're ready to do the flight training portion of it, and this is good. I certainly have missed for several weeks while I was being respectful of the stay-at-home order. I didn't do any flight training either, but now that things are starting to open up, I'm seeing more pilots that are interested in getting their flight training. I've also seen a number of pilots that have contacted me recently, just recently acquired a Bonanza new to them, and are looking for transition training and BPPP training. And so I think I'm encouraged by this, in that as the pandemic is, I would say, winding down, maybe that isn't exactly accurate, but at least we're adjusting to a new normalcy here. People are getting more interested in flying airplanes again. And of course, those that are choosing the best aircraft out there, a Beechcraft,
Right.
I'm happy for them as well. So thank you, Lauren, for that great update.
Absolutely.
Tom Turner, the Executive Director of the American Bonanza Society's Air Safety Foundation. I got it all right, I think. So tell us what's been happening from your perspective, Tom.
Well, of course, the foundation is our not-for-profit education arm, and we provide products and services to support the members of ABS in flying, owning, and maintaining their airplanes. Over the last 8 or 10 years, we have been following trends that most organizations have been following, providing a lot more remote education events and online training, such as our BPPP instructional program, making it customizable to the individual schedule and location. And so this, the pause, as Lauren said, slowed down the flight instruction for maybe about 6 weeks in most parts of the country. But it allowed our members to catch up on some of the education they may have not had time to do before. We've accelerated some of the trends that we've seen in ABS. Lauren and Bob started doing a series of Facebook Live technical question and answer periods that was extremely popular. We accelerated a monthly short video educational program we have called the ABS Hangar to weekly during the period of the shutdown to try to keep our members engaged, not knowing how long this was going to last. We wanted to make sure that they knew that we were there for them and that we were providing educational content for them. We're also right now, as people are getting back into the flying system, trying to really push the need to get a good recurrent training session if you have not been flying for several weeks or several months through our BPPP program. And we're looking now at some additional short courses to make all of our members more excited about flying with Beechcraft Pilot Proficiency Program. It's really all about getting information to members and training them to members in ways that they want to receive it, which is a combination of live training events and online and personalized flight instruction. Unfortunately, we have had to cut back on the live events, and we're not certain yet how many of those on the schedule for the last half of the year we'll still be able to conduct, because we're dependent on a lot of unknowns right now, and being in various parts of the country, those unknowns are different in different places around our future schedule. But our members have stuck with us. The viewership, as Lauren said, of our online training programs has accelerated. Our webinars, our monthly webinars, are extremely well received, and on average viewed between about 4,000 and 7,000 people in the archives. So we tend to have about 400 to 800 watching live, and we'll have about 4,000 to 7,000 or more watch them eventually in the archives, which means essentially everybody, or very close to everybody in ABS, is exposed to those sorts of things. And ultimately, that has been rewarded by our members. To date, we have received almost twice our annual, twice our donorship goal for this point in the year. and we're halfway to our annual goal, realizing that historically we receive about 30 to 40% of our donations in December at the end of the year. So we like to think that we are doing what members want and need, and that's validated by the fact that they are donating to make sure that we keep doing it.
Indeed. Well, that is a good validation, a good check to see that you're doing everything right with the society and the foundation. The donorship is up, the membership is up, the services have been ongoing throughout the pandemic even. So I congratulate all of you, Phil and Lauren and Tom and Whit, for continuing the services, these much needed services for owners and enthusiasts of Beechcraft, Bonanza and Baron aircraft. So this is great. Our nearly 10,000 member organization is strong and is ongoing with the services, and they will continue doing so for the Beechcraft community. Thank you so much for watching our interview today. Thank you, Tom, Whit, Lauren, and Phil, for your updates from your various perspectives. Thank you for your time today. It's been great visiting with you, and we'll look forward to visiting again sometime in the future.